Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we are going to do the overview for Act 3, Chapter 1, Part 2 LUFENIA fight with the release of Ceodore's kit. So, in this video, I'm going to make sure that everybody knows exactly what to look out for in terms of this LUFENIA fight, as there are a couple things to definitely make sure to pay attention to, especially because the enemies, which are called the tunnelers, they are very HP happy, and I mean very HP happy. So, let's go ahead and jump into it, and as always, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for future content, and let me know what you guys are going to be using team-wise for this LUFENIA fight. And of course, I will do some team comps that I find online via either Reddit or YouTube, and I will post that in a pinned comment in the comment section below. And of course, I do have a Discord server, I do have a Twitter, I do have all that good stuff, all type of social media. So if you want to follow me, join the Discord, whatever, those links will be down in the description below. Let's go ahead, let's talk about the Ceodore LUFENIA fight. So we're going up against two tunnelers. They are weak against ice and holy based attacks, but absorb thunder and earth elemental damage. They are immune to paralysis and HP attack disable, senti poison, and a kusala. I'm not entirely sure what those last two are, but we're gonna, you know what, we're gonna go with it. The LUFENIA orb appears when the battle begins, but it does go away once they reach less than 80% of their max HP, and then it returns when they both reach 50% or lower of their max HP. Now, the only way to control the LUFENIA orb is to cleanse any debuffs that they implement on you or your teammates, and it goes up by 20 with the max LUFENIA orb counter being at 25. Some tips to prepare for this LUFENIA fight. The limit break attack removes one buff from everyone on the team and then follows up with an AoE 2-hit Brave plus HP attack. Afterwards, you will get a frame debuff, which does an HP sap that does bigger saps the longer you have it until it is cleansed. Once they reach 80% or below, they will cleanse themselves of any debuffs that you have put on them. Then they will gain some Brave, and then a blue aura will appear. So there's a few text errors on this slide, and I'm too lazy to edit them, so we're just gonna go with it. The blue aura reduces the amount of Brave damage done to the tunnelers, and the resist text will appear indicating that. To do max Brave damage to them while the aura is up, you must attack them with an elemental attack like Ice or Holy to avoid any Brave attack reduction. If you do not attack them with an elemental attack, aside from the Thunder and the Earth, because they absorb that, then you will not be doing the potential Brave damage that you should be doing. Again, they love to HP attack. When not attacking you with their limit break attack, they do 2 HP AoE attacks on you. They are small but survivable unless you are not at max HP, then you're just asking for trouble at that point. Try to avoid getting broken so you won't give them any extra damage to do to you. At 59%, they will give themselves max Brave and they push themselves back in the turn order, so you have a chance to shave it off. At 50% or below, they cleanse once again, the LUFENIA orb comes back, and they give themselves Brave again. When it comes to orb control, if you cleanse yourself or your team, the count will go up for both tunnelers. Once they reach 30% or below, the blue aura comes back and they gain Brave once again. Also, one thing that I forgot to note is that whenever they attack you with that blue aura, after they are done with their attacks, that blue aura does go away. Some alternatives to use in this fight to control the orb, if by chance you are not going to be pulling for Ceodore, would be Penelo, but you have to have her LD weapon to do so. Yuna is another good option. Balthier, since he is our, what is it, global first, second, third, whatever LD, he has the ability to cleanse or debuffs from the party with his LD ability. So that is an extra option you have in the global side. And then of course with his EX weapon, he is able to cleanse his own buffs as well, which again does count towards controlling the Lufenia orb. So overall, this fight is not too terrible to handle. The Lufenia orb is pretty manageable in terms of just cleansing either yourself or your party, but that nasty HP sap, if you let it go on any longer, could be a negative thing in the long run because of how HP happy these tunnelers can be. Now, for tanking purposes against these guys, you also have Bosch. Bosch with his LD weapon really helps out in terms of the AoE attacks that it does, but these tunnelers do also have some single type HP attacks, so that's another thing to look out for. Also, when it comes to the option of Bosch to tanking the AoE hits, one thing that you got to be careful with is that limit break attack, because as I mentioned earlier, with the limit break attack, they will cleanse one of your buffs. So you have to make sure that that a buff that you are not too concerned about with Bosch is not cleansed, because if you take away that one buff that makes it so that Bosch tanks all of the AoE hits, then it's going to be an issue, especially if you bring units that don't have the highest HP in the game. Now, of course, when it comes to the HP part, you can also change around your passives in your summons. So, I mean, you have Bahamut, who increases the HP of the character. You have Leviathan as well, who also increases the HP of said character. So there's a couple options. In terms of the blue aura, you can bring in Kuja. Kuja is a pretty good option in this fight, even though they do cleanse at the few percentages in this fight. It's not that terrible for you to handle if you bring Kuja, because you have the enchant via his LD ability with the LD aura, the little icon that he has above his head, and to impale them you need to use his ring holy attack to get that frame debuff onto the enemies, which you have what, 9 uses or something like that. So Kuja is a pretty good option here. Now Onion Knight, seeing as how I don't have his BT in global but I did in my JP account, I will probably still bring Onion Knight because of the fact that with his LD ability, giving him that free giving himself and his teammates a free ability use with a skill 1, skill 2, and 665, I can take advantage of that and make sure that everybody in my party has that ice enchant, so that way everybody can do that max damage and I won't have to worry about the blue aura. So but other than that, like I said, you know, the fight is not too terrible. It's definitely much easier than going up against the Medusa heads, that's for sure. So, and then of course, if you do struggle with this fight, do note that Paladin Cestos, LD, and BT are the next kit to be arriving to Global Opera Omnia, so you have another option there as well. But you know, it's really up to you at this point on how it is that you want to handle this fight. And again, I will post some team comp examples in a pinned comment in the comment section below. And if you are in need of some help when this Lufenia fight is live, I mean, like I said at the beginning of this video, I mean, I do have a Discord server, I do have a Twitter, any type of social media, whatever. If you guys are needing any type of help, you need some advice, you can either comment in the comment section below of this video or the next upcoming videos that are coming up, or you could join the Discord server. You know, all options are there so that way either myself or anybody else in the server can help you out. So, but other than that though, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Hopefully you found this video to be informative and or helpful, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for future content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch y'all in my next video.